Solana has just flipped Binance Coin, BNB. Is Ethereum next? Let's find out on this episode today. Welcome back to the Blockcash podcast channel. Today, we're going to talk about Solana and the quick, fast-paced movements that it has seen to start the year, growing continuously as a blockchain and making a really strong comeback here as we enter the next bull market cycle. We're also going to talk about the Solana price chart. So we'll do that towards the very end, and I'll give you my short-term, long-term hypothesis and predictions for where it could go in 2024. Make sure to hit that subscribe button that is glowing at the bottom and smash that like button. Make sure to share this and comment your thoughts down below, and all my thoughts will be shared again at the very end of this episode. So let's dive into it. All right. So let's scroll down. Solana has flipped Binance Coin. According to the latest data from CoinMarketCap, Solana's market cap is now $89.3 billion, higher than BNB's $85.6 billion. This development comes amid a broader crypto market rally, with Solana trading at $201, representing an increase of 35.14% over the past week. Solana's increase in market cap demonstrates its growing supremacy in the crypto space and its development as a formidable rival to established competitors such as Ethereum. One of the factors contributing to Solana's uptick in the recent accumulation of the cryptocurrency by large investors referred to as whales. Additionally, Solana's rise is supported by strong on-chain metrics, which show increased use in a thriving environment. The price has frequently found higher lows, which is a bullish indicator in technical analysis. Moreover, Solana accounts for a considerable portion of the worldwide decentralized finance, DeFi, TVL statistics. So far, Solana's DeFis have already attracted over $4 billion in investments. So is Ethereum next? Many investors are wondering if Solana's performance against Binance Coin foreshadows a potential challenge to Ethereum's dominance. Currently, Ethereum's market cap is standing at $430 billion. Before the Denkun upgrade was implemented last week, Ethereum has long struggled with scalability issues and high gas fees, limiting its capability to grow successfully for widespread adoption. This provides a basis for flipping by Solana if the Denkun upgrade does not provide the hoped for results. An earlier report by You Today shows that the DeFi ecosystem saw a major transformation as power shifted between Solana and Ethereum. At the time, DeFi Llama data showed that Solana had flipped Ethereum in terms of total decentralized DEX volume. Meanwhile, Solana's improved scalability and cheaper transaction costs make it a strong competitor for Ethereum. While Ethereum's recently launched Denkun upgrade aims to address some of these scalability difficulties, it remains to be seen whether it can compete with platforms like Solana in the near term. So to give you my opinion on this, obviously Binance has gone through the ringer in the past year. BNB has taken quite a hit in terms of, it's what is it labeled? What is it called? There's issues in the US with the SEC, wanting to call BNB a security. It's not a very safe blockchain, I would say. Like, it's really good in terms if you want developer support and tools and you want a strong ecosystem to build in, but who really builds on Binance Chain anymore? And nothing against Binance Chain or BNB out there, but honestly, we don't want systems where things can be locked down or shut off or throttled, or you can have control over an application. We want decentralized, right? If we're going to push for that, Solana's hands down much better than what Binance Chain can offer. So I'm not surprised to see Solana actually flip BNB. That's expected, in my opinion. Now, to flip Ethereum is a much bigger feat. The problem with that is that Ethereum is the first mover in the crypto space to form a actual market around multiple different ecosystems. So when Bitcoin first came out, when Litecoin first came out, Doge, XRP, and XLM, like those were mostly for remittance, stores of value, investment purposes, speculation. When Ethereum came out, it showed that it was possible to have actual applications built through smart contracts on top of a blockchain, build an entire ecosystem, multiple niches, whether it's in contract law, healthcare, gaming, government, transportation, farming, you name it. It's, it can touch just about every major industry in the world, even the smaller micro niche ones. And so Ethereum had the first opportunity to take a knock at that stuff And so it is the legacy blockchain within the Web3 space. Now, to surpass that, even though Ethereum isn't the best blockchain and has tons of problems, it is the standard. It is still the standard. So for Solana to beat that, Solana's got to also improve their systems and functionality. What I don't like about Solana is the fact that they constantly have these outages. It scares me. Like, why would you want to put billions, if not trillions of dollars in value on Solana's blockchain and ecosystem, lock it up in TVL to not be able to access it for a given period of time? Like, that's a little scary, to be honest. That's something Solana really needs to address. It's been quite a frequent issue over the last few years, and it's something that holds the ecosystem back. Now, in terms of performance, Solana kicks ass. Solana performs very well. It's cheaper than Ethereum. It's faster. It's more scalable. It's got all these benefits, but it's unreliable. The difference with Ethereum is it doesn't have downtime. It is reliable. So, if you're talking about those high fees, you're talking about, a very slow roadmap to get to a final goal. Ethereum's fine. People aren't going to ditch Ethereum, as long as Ethereum is on that path and is continuing to improve. And Ethereum is continuing to improve very slowly, albeit very slowly. Solana is going to have a tough time catching Ethereum, in my opinion. But I do think Solana can match Ethereum. I think Solana can take a massive share away from Ethereum. I just don't think it's going to flip Ethereum anytime soon. It doesn't seem feasible to me. Now, we're going to switch over real quick to the chart. I want to kind of show you how it's been performing since the beginning of the year. Obviously, back in December, even before that, October, when we saw the whole market tick up because of the ETFs, Solana took a big jump as well. We'll take a quick look at this. We'll even say September started doing well then. It moved 116% just to the end of December. And then you saw once we cleared the last couple of weeks there of January, it's the wrong thing. I don't need that. I need this. It moved another 165%. Right. So Solana's gone from getting beaten down in the bear market and having absolutely no volume whatsoever, being on average about $18 to $20. It's now being well over $200 again. So congrats to whoever stuck with Solana. To go from $20 to $200 is a nice jump. That's a solid 10x right there. Now, where's it going? That's the question. That's what we're going to look at real quick, because I do have skepticism when it comes to Solana, but we're going to just look at the chart and see what we see. Unfortunately, chart history doesn't go back much farther than August of 2020, so there's not too much for us to look at other than the fact that Solana is nearly back at its all-time highs. So Solana is outperforming most of the market, and that's a very good sign if you're a Solana fan. The only thing I worry about is this getting a little overhyped. The MACD is way up and, very clear of its moving average. Volume looks really good. It actually had an uptick in volume just over the last couple of weeks. So we're seeing it move very strongly in the right direction, but I'm waiting for a correction phase to come in here because this is way too steep for my liking. We see a lot of resistance around these areas in particular where it's at right now. So it could easily pull back from here. These former ceilings are still ceilings. We need to turn them into floors in order to keep going. Why am I having trouble? I'm going to move this because it's in my way. We have another one sitting here around 262 that we got to get through. On top of that, I guess we could back test to here. Former lows relatively turned into a ceiling here. We, eventually got through it, but we could back test all the way back to 133 potentially. That's a harsh move of $70, but this is also a strangely strong upward movement. Let's back out of the MACD. Let's go to the RSI. On the RSI, we are definitely overbought, very much in the green, hovering in the green to the point where, you know, you got to say this has got to come back down, right? Last time it did this, the little double peak was here on Solana back in November of 2021. And from there, that was its peak, and then it crashed down. So I'm not really expecting Solana to make it much higher through this. I think it's got to pull back and correct in order to continue forward in a healthy manner. That's what we want. Patterns usually don't lie. That seems to be Solana's pattern. You can see that right there. There's not a lot of chart history to look at, but that's what I'm going to look at. Initial pop, final pop, and then pullback. Initial pop, maybe a final pop, pullback. I don't think it's the end of Solana's run, but I think it'll be a determining factor in terms of Solana coming back testing, and finding new ways to range and then move higher. It's so hard with new cryptos out there and charts. Like, you don't have much to really work with, unfortunately. MACD on the Chris Moody, very similar, just a little bit cleaner and easier to see actual pivots, but there's no pivot point as of yet. It's moving very healthy. Volume still looking good. The Bollinger's clearly broken. We're not going to look at the Bollinger, but we're going to pull up the EMA. All right, we're way above the EMAs, which is fantastic. The closest one to us would be the 20 and the 50. The 20 we're clearly way above as well, so there's no issues falling below on the 100 and the 200. We don't even have a 200. I forgot because the chart history is not that long, so it's not going to show a 200. But the 20, 50, and the 100, things look pretty good for Solana. There's no back testing there yet. It has back tested on the 20 before and kind of through the 50 in the past, and we broke through all of these levels, the 20, 50, and 100, around that midpoint in October when the rest of the market started doing well. So at this point in time, all you can do is look at chart patterns and say to yourself, what is likely to happen based on its actual history? The RSI seems to be the most accurate in this scenario. I'll just pull it back up for reference if you guys want to take a look at it. Because there's a little bit of a trend there when it gets overbought. It looks very similar in terms of its breakout style. The only difference is these bars are very large, much larger than this move, comparable to this initial move. So who knows what it does? I just think it's going to pull back. It smells like a pullback, looks like one. And there's not enough chart history to say that this is, this is a Solana going to the moon. It's going to go to thousands of dollars or something like Ethereum. So let's see what happens within this range. In the short term, I really do think that if it held this trend line, which I don't think it will, you could be looking at some really stable high prices going into the summer. But honestly, I think we're going to see something kind of like this, where we stutter and pull back. We'll probably move around here, shuffle, come down, and then by the time that we get to the fall, maybe this is when Solana moves. Again, I could be wrong. I just don't know when alt season is going to be. I thought it was going to be a week ago, and then everything just pulled back massively. So you're seeing bigger moves and you're seeing wider spreads, but the pullbacks are just as big. That doesn't mean that we're in an altcoin market. I like to see the spreads when they're really big when you're going up, and then shorter spreads coming down, because right now we're just erasing all of the gains we're making. We've not seen that yet really with Solana. And I do think that's going to happen because it's happened to the rest of the market. I don't think Solana is going to be immune to this stuff. All right. So in the short term, I think by the time we get to the summer, all right, let's say June. By the time we get to June, I expect Solana to still be between 134 and 203. I think it's more likely that, we're around 180, maybe 170 by the time we get to June. But optimistically, maybe that's where we shuffle around with Solana. And then we get to that point and then it moves. Okay, that's very realistic as well, because this is on the weekly. This is really drawn out. So I'm going to say that for my short term. Now in the long term, let's say towards the end of 2024, I do think there's a very high likelihood we have our alt season. Maybe we have it before summer, during summer, in the fall. No way to predict it. But I do think Solana has a very good chance to get through its former all-time high. I think it'll get way through 260. I think, 300 is easily in the picture for this year. Beyond that, I really can't say because there's no chart history. If I looked at multiples, ignoring the fact that it pretty much came back to its initial starting price, Solana has gone up almost 1,000%. Has gone up 1,000% in the last bull market in 2021. Let's say this pop right here is similar to this pop. Like, let's say we're just getting started, like hypothetically, and we moved 1,000%. All right. It would only take us about 169% to get to all-time highs. 1,000% would be ballistic. Like we're talking actually getting to 1,000. All right. I can't even see it on this chart. Okay. We're talking about getting to actually like $1,000, 1,055. We would obviously be way, way up from where we are here. I don't think that's likely so fast. I think Solana has to really prove itself as a chain. I think a lot more money needs to be locked up in TVL. I think they need to solve their outage issues, but I think it's moving in the right direction. So I'm going to leave you guys there with that, ladies and gents. Please make sure to click that like button, hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much. Make sure to comment your thoughts down below, what you think about Solana and its near-term future. Can it flip Ethereum? Where will it go in the short term and the long term? And share this with someone that also loves Solana and wants to see where it might end up in 2024. And I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Cheers.